personal ad in a New York magazine. Single white male seeks young nubile woman for light office duties, secure enough to be totally subservient, who likes Anna Quinlan as well as Annie Sprinkle. Only those into long runs, cholesterol levels, rubber goods, kitten sex, golden showers, oatmealophilia, and verbal abuse need apply. Must be non-smoker. But the most essential prerequisite is she's got to be able to deal with a 51-year-old, egocentric, hypochondriac malcontent whose whole world can fall apart if his morning fruit cup ain't firm enough.
Where's Laura? What is with this mushy fruit? This fruit sucks. I want crisp, fresh fruit, not mushy, icky, ushy fruit.
You're mushy fruit, you stupid idiot. You thought I was going to say bastard, didn't you? F*** you.
Imus in the morning.
Forthcoming Black History Month,
I'm fine.
one can only marvel at the stranglehold the white man has upon the media.
Yeah.
How is one to know that February is designated as the time to celebrate the achievements of the African American? Not by any massive publicity campaign. Rather, we are informed as to the impending observation by infrequent 30-second public service announcements with Bill McCreary, played at 2 o'clock in the morning just before the half-hour commercial for the Juice Man, or by a small hand-printed poster scotch-taped to the local Burger King drive-thru.
Yeah.
But what story has graced the cover of almost every newspaper and magazine in the nation?
Wow.
What do we hear about every 5 minutes on television and radio? What is promoted so shamelessly and tirelessly in every single tabloid periodical in America? The cinematic propaganda engendered by that fat white boy Oliver Stone, a motherfucking movie about the Kennedy assassination. Why this dark moment in American history is the subject of such luridly morbid curiosity is beyond me.
Yeah.
Why the death of one man almost 30 years ago should spawn more than 10 separate conspiracy theories is even more incredulous.
Yeah.
They got everybody but Elvis and the Easter Bunny on the grassy knoll taking a damn pot shot at the boy.
Yeah.
Why, just the other day, the New York Post got Jimmy Hoffa pulling the trigger,
Yeah.
and ain't nobody gonna get the truth out of him, because his ass 20 feet under the grassy knoll of Giant Stadium. Why is there so much fuss over what happened in Dallas in 1963, but no attention paid to what happened in Memphis in 1968?
Well.
Why don't James Earl Ray get the same kind of juice as Lee Harvey Oswald?
Well.
Why there's so much investigation of the assassination of JFK and none about the assassination of MLK?
Well.
Answer me.
I don't know.
Why don't Oliver Stone make a movie about that? Because he a card-carrying member of the whopping heebie-jeebie coterie that is Hollywood, that's why.
Yeah.
You want conspiracy. They should form a Warren Beatty commission, take a little look-see into that motherfucker. James Earl Ray sitting in his cell right now going, Oswald getting all this press and the boy ain't even alive. What am I, chopped liver?
Yeah.
No, because if he was chopped liver, them Hollywood Jews be running over there to the penitentiary with a box of crackers and a contract. Now, if Flavor Flav would have really shoot one of them bullshit Arizona politicians, they'd fry his ass so fast, Spike Lee wouldn't even be able to put a project to turn around. But Flavor couldn't possibly be a famous murderer. Why? Because he black and only got 2 names.
Yeah.
You got to be white with a middle name to get that kind of publicity.
Yes, sir.
John Witherspoon,
Right.
Lee Harvey Oswald,
Right.
John Wayne Gacy,
Yeah.
Mark David Chapman,
Yeah.
Charles Texas Towel Whitman,
Yeah.
John Donald Imus.
Oh, now, wait a minute here.
Imus in the morning.
Shoot every damn white person in the multiplex. However, if the film is indeed taken out of circulation, it will have less to do with the dismayed apprehension of the theater owners than with the au-fait publicity agents assigned to the film's release.
I hear that.
Because you know and I know if the promo jockeys of Paramount had somehow foreseen how to capitalize on the audience gunfire, there'd be a new motion picture fan. Shoot around. Better than 3D.
Yeah.
Better than Dolby Stereo.
Yeah.
Hear and see them bullets actually flying around you. But no, it's just another way for the man to try and keep Negroes out the movie theater.
Well.
But you take juice away, what we gonna go see?
I don't know.
Prince of Tides? Get the out of here. I wouldn't pay $7.50 to see that damn hook-nosed bitch if she gonna be in my motherfucking living room.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, how you know it was the movie that made them brothers go berserk?
Well.
It could have been anything.
Yeah.
Could have been the damn popcorn.
What?
Last time I was at the movies, the boy at the snack bar trying to tell me this is real butter. And I said, that's butter flavor substitute. So then, he don't hardly put none on. And I said, what you doing, boy? I ain't paying by the squirt. Put some butter on that mother. $4.35 for a bucket of popcorn, and he's trying to charge me for extra butter. So I slapped that boy outside his head.
Imus in the morning on the fan. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Ready,
remarkable, eh?
Well?
But I'd just like to add my congratulations, Dono, to the savvy and decisive manner in which you concluded the quarrel with Donald Trump. And if I may, I'd like to quote from that soaring language that will take its place now alongside the surrender at Appomattox and the documents that concluded World War II. Okay. We agree that my ratings don't stink, and you don't have grandma arms. Magnificent, Ivo.
Well.
Where were you when we were trying to settle the Vietnam War? I could have had Henry Kissinger use that line on Ho Chi Minh. So, to conclude this thing, we agree that the U.S. doesn't stink, and you don't have grandma arms.
Well.
The only language I would have added would have been, thanks, hon. Give me a break here.
Well.
Anyway, you milked the thing for all it was worth. You got Trump to admit that if somebody told him to haul ass, he'd have to rent a forklift. And so now we move on, eh?
Yes.
Issue 2 there, Tiger. Bill Clinton, speaking of Vietnam,
Right.
sad case here, Imo. He gets out of the infidelity thing right into the draft dodge thing. Accused of working a 3-card monte on his draft board back in '63. And I'm thinking, wait a minute here. Bill Clinton ducking Vietnam? Whoa, the same guy who was chasing beer joint Jezebels all over Little Rock? That Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
No. Issue 3. The House authorizes a formal investigation to see whether the 1980 Reagan-Bush campaign delayed the release of our hostages in Iran to kill Jimmy Carter's re-election. Well, I say let's stop this investigation right now. Of course they held up releasing them. They all got out, didn't they?
Well.
Any of them still over there?
No.
The answer is no.
No.
Reagan in, hostages out. And coincidentally, Carter out. So get over it. Issue 4, Dono.
Very good.
They've stopped feeding George Bush Halcyon. Too bad in the empirical view of things, because if he had continued the medication, you see, by this time we would have annexed Kuwait and everything north of the 33rd parallel. All right, issue 5.
Right.
Leonard Jeffries, the geneticist. Maybe the Halcyon they're keeping from Bush they were feeding to Jeffries as he expounded on his gene theories the other night at Harvard
Right.
to an enthusiastic crowd of about 5. Believe me, if David Duke needs somebody to balance his ticket, this is the guy. Because when it comes to racism, with apologies to Michael Jackson, it really doesn't matter if it's black or white.
No.
Lose this guy, huh? Final quick addendum, if I may, about the friction between Eyewitness News anchorpersons Bill Butel and Susan Rosgan.
Right.
Terrible thing.
Yes.
But I know what has to be done as I look at this thing through the lens of my own skills of compromise and negotiation.
All right, what needs to be done?
Well, she's got just one option.
And that is?
She's got to give it up for the Billster. Strong medicine, to be sure, but
Yeah.
remember the byline of the Nixon White House? Yeah, you recall it? Perhaps you'll recite along with me?
Oh, okay.
When the going gets tough, somebody's got to give it up for the president. Righto, Donnie. Words to live by. And that's opinion from a person who actually once had his finger on the button when the f***ing button mattered. Dick Nixon.
Imus in the morning.
Here's a ruby red bedspread. Oh, and here, by God, is Ruby herself. Hello there. Your implants are smaller than his, for crying out loud. And so, as we conclude, let the word go forth from this time and place that the battle is joined. That if good-natured chiding causes Donald Trump to fulminate into a geyser of puerile maledictum, threatening he will bury the I-Man, then I suggest a new use for the reality pouch, urging Donald Trump to pull one over his head and, in fact, get real.
Senator Kennedy appears each week through the courtesy of the He's In Over His Own Head This Time committee. Christopher Dodd, Treasurer.
Imus in the morning.
But I'm getting ahead of myself.
All right.
Issue 1. Oh, sure, great. I go with a prediction that comes from Mike Lupiker and Mike Francesser, a dwarf and a wharf, along with the 2 Dons, Cricky and Gotti, and I lose my lungs.
Well?
The Bills? Why in God's name couldn't I have listened to you?
I don't know.
Issue 1 ought to be in retrospect. You're okay, I'm an idiot. Does Francesser ever get anything right?
No.
Oh, well, issue 2, Dono. Hang on to that erase button, Mama. These tapes are killing me. Yet another politician is getting murdered by a stack of tape recordings. First it was me,
Yeah.
then Chuck Robb there in Virginia, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Doug Wilder gets bugged talking about how Robb has a wild hair when it comes to bong pipes and bimbos. And now it's Bill Clinton there in Arkansas.
Right.
Geez, where's Oliver Stone when we need him, huh? Because obviously the real conspiracy here is not JFK, but rather TDK and 3M and Maxell and the rest of them involved in a cabal to bump off major politicians.
Oh, yeah.
take it from me. Burn the tapes, Bill. Torch them mothers. I mean, talk about the Arkansas traveler. There's Bill jogging back and forth between Jennifer Flowers' place and the governor's mansion for 12 years.
Right.
The amazing thing is that he didn't look like an albino Ethiopian by the time she dumped his ass, if you're asking me. Doing it everywhere. Floor, ceiling, hanging by his thumbs off the chandelier. Jeez, Bill, take a cold shower once in a while, huh? Oh, no, I forgot. He nailed her there, too, so that's a poor suggestion.
Yeah.
What the hell is it with these Democrats anyway? Somebody sticking catnip in their quiche or something? You know, the first thing we're going to have to do if we get a Democrat in the Oval Office is to pass a bill to have him neutered, for Christ's sakes. Oh, well, obviously this guy can't survive all this brouhaha anyway, so why are we even discussing it?
I don't know.
I've got worse problems. Still trying to decide whether to go the latex route or lambskin, you know? Though if I were to follow the lead of Wild Bill, I think the tin can condom makes a lot of sense to this senior statesman, let me tell you.
All right.
And that's opinion, J.D., from the only elected official still able to say, by the way, that he's screwed an entire country. Though looking at the current crop of candidates, I feel that claim is increasingly threatened, don't you?
Well.
Dick Nixon, who says, Japan bashing? Does this qualify?
Imus, 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 en